Good morning and welcome to another edition of Let It Be Known, where we are brought to you by the March On PAC, a women led organization that is fighting to save democracy by picking the strongest, the most reliable Democratic candidates available and endorsing them, obviously. And by the Bail Project, who continues to help families by helping them with cash bail and trying to get rid of cash bail. They've helped over 40,000 families so far, and they continue to go on. In fact, the stories we've been doing on the Bail Project and those recipients got a message from the editor of the Houston Forward Times, the digital editor of the Houston Forward Times, just yesterday, saying how well the latest story about Wydell, a gentleman named Wydell, is doing. She says it's doing tremendous, and they're even looking to find a GoFundMe to help Wydell and perhaps others as we would continue to boost up the Bell Project and what they do and the great stories that they have told. Uh, RNG says, happy Monday. And every year at the NCAA women's basketball tournament, somehow a white person finds a way to disrespect a black woman, from Don Imus to Gino and others do it every year. We're going to get into that momentarily for sure, because again, that is, whew, that was something else, RNG, to see Gino in action, and he just couldn't hide his hatred, his displeasure, and everything else toward this great black woman. But we're gonna get into that. Don't forget tomorrow, special guest. It is, you guys know I'm a huge Prince fan, and it is the 40th anniversary of the Parade album. Kiss. It was on that album, one of his most recognizable hits. Um, Another Lover, Hole in Your Head, Girls and Boys, Mountains. Sometimes It Snows in April, and then of course the Under the Cherry Moon movie that came out of the Parade album. Tomorrow we'll have a special guest from the Revolution, Prince's Revolution, the greatest Prince band ever. There was like three incarnations of the new power generation, but the Revolution was absolutely awesome. It was an awesome team, and we're gonna talk about the 40th anniversary and what it meant. The Parade album and the song "Kiss," which again, this band member, among others, had a lot to do with the sound of that song. So we're going to get into that. Also, I wanted to do this before we got into Dawn Staley, and I see comments. He said, reverse the roles and see how the media would respond to Coach. We're going to get into Coach Staley, but he's right. The corporate media would demand the resignation of Coach Staley. Exactly. We got several sports items, and I wanted to start with this because it came. I don't know how recent this is, but I know that there's some things going on now with the Utah Jazz's fan base and the city of Utah. But I wanted to check. This is really alarming on a lot of sense. Check it
One
out.
of the most racist crowds I've ever played in front of. It was
Really?
nigga this, nigga that in Utah. It was crazy. Like, right? No shame.
No shame.
I said
in
it. Like,
Yeah.
we'll catch him say it. Like, I just, you know what I mean? It was nuts.
But during Game 2 of the Grizzlies' first-round playoff series in Utah, friendly banter crossed over into sexually charged and racist harassment directed at Ja Morant's mother and father. Some viewers may find the remarks hard to listen to.
I saw a guy standing up, and he's like pointing at his genitalia or whatever. He inappropriately invited her under his clothes. And then it was a fan like 3 rows behind me with his little daughter, and he was like, I'll put a nickel in your back, boy, and watch you dance. And I turned around like, yo, I ain't nobody boy. And then another one told my wife to shut the F up or sit down, something like that. And he got escorted out.
Morant said there were also racist comments directed at the family of Dylan Brooks.
These people going to heaven up this way. Ain't nothing to do with this boring ass city. Now it's boring. It's boring. Ain't nothing to do with it. It's a great city, but ain't nothing to do with it. These people all going to heaven. Oh my gosh. I never ate so much room service in my life.
I was bothered by it, just by being a player of the team and somebody being, a Utah Jazz fan. Somebody that look up to us and cheer us on during the game. For him to be going that route, to saying something like this, to a player of an opposing team, he reflects on us as well. I think, if especially if you say something racially charged, the day we're not wearing a Utah Jazz jersey, you can say to us, so the day we're walking down the streets and something happened, you're gonna say the same thing to us, So that's where it kind of hit home for me.
So there were a couple times where you, coming out of the into the tunnel, you confronted a fan. What happened in those instances?
I don't confront fans. Fans confront me. Here in Utah, man, a lot of disrespectful, vulgar things are said to the players here with these fans. Man, it's truly disrespectful. Talk about your families, your kids, and it's just a disrespect to the game, man. I think it's something that needs to be brought up. I'm tired of just going out and playing and letting fans say what the hell they want to say.
Yep. And it goes on. Lauren Live, she brought that latest video to my attention, and it's been going on since there's been a franchise in Utah. You remember the Jazz were originally in New Orleans. RNG says Utah is worse than Mississippi when it comes to racism. The NBA has to do better than putting up a banner, a statement, or wearing a shirt. Exactly. That's where I was going to. The NBA knows this is going on. They, through several commissioners, 3 or 4, right? 3, they've known this is going on. And they have done nothing. And particularly when you have a league of players that are predominantly African-American, which is probably why they've done nothing. But to have this go on year in and year out in Utah, it's might be just time to say, hey, we're just not going to have a team there anymore. You gotta take action. As I started to say, it wasn't always a team in Utah. People might think about it, but beyond Karl Malone and John Stockton, you probably can't remember a Utah Jazz team before them. But they were originally from New Orleans. They were the New Orleans Jazz. Of course, New Orleans now has the Pelicans, as they some years ago retraded names with the Hornets in Charlotte. But this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And that's why, like he said about Mississippi, just a lot of these players also, they don't like going to certain cities. And you heard like Charles Barkley talk about ordering room service all the time because it shuts down at 9 o'clock. And I'm pretty sure for black folks, it's even worse. It's a sundown town probably. You go out after a certain hour, you on your own. Anything can happen. So the NBA continues to fall short in a lot of areas. That makes it, and they wonder why. It got ratings problems and things like that. Well, that is one of the things that they have never taken care of. And now we got all of the flopping, the traveling that's not called, the carrying the ball, everything goes. You got teams that have like 10 wins on the season and they showboating. What are you showboating? You should be embarrassed. There's no embarrassment in the NBA anymore. I was listening to the guys who played in the 90s, like Scottie Pippen and Charles Oakley and those guys. And, we were not friends with our opponents. We didn't laugh. And you see pregame, postgame, could be a blowout loss, it could be a hotly contested. They are palling around on the court after the game. Come on, that's why they so soft. These are soft. NBA. Oh my gosh, NBA's been bad for a while now. Let's just face it. But what hasn't been bad is women's basketball and college basketball and Dawn Staley. Now we know the story, right? They first and foremost, they did lose yesterday to UCLA in the finals. Let's just start there, 79-51, and that's okay. UCLA has some of the greatest talent there is. But at the Final Four game on Friday night, in case you missed it, folks, Dawn Staley took down her South Carolina team, took down UConn 62-48, and the win took a back seat to Gino not being able to handle being beaten by a black woman, who is one of the greatest coaches ever, Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley, in fact, interviewed last year for the Knicks coaching job, and apparently was a front runner. And it seemed like it was based on everything that came out of the interview. Her decision ultimately not to take the job. And she was very. I remember her saying how forward she was about women in coaching in the NBA and how certain things would be expected that wouldn't be expected of men. But nonetheless, with seconds on the shot clock, Gino, who was complaining about the officiating and Dawn Staley's communication style, how about that? Her communication just have to communicate with you at all. You're the opposing coach. He attempted to put her in her place as they started to shake hands. Soon afterwards, they began yelling at each other and had to be separated by their respective assistant coaches. Of course, Dawn was like, I will beat his butt. The dude was unable to handle being handed his head, totally outcoached and outclassed by Dawn Staley. He left, and then he lied. He told the media initially that she didn't show me any respect. She didn't shake my hand pregame, which is the custom to do before the NCAA tournament matchup. Well, all the videos show that she indeed shook his hand before the game. So he was grasping at straws, trying to defend the indefensible. But the optics simply showed a white man who sought to make this all about himself during a black woman's moment of glory. I love how the Root reported on this. They said it's classic white male privilege. The brutal genius of or genesis of white male privilege is that it can feign innocence while being guilty as heck. But this is, listen, you cannot take away anything from Dawn Staley as he tried. Gino tried, he couldn't handle being beaten by this black woman. And the shame of it all is that of all the coaches, if you lose to Dawn Staley, you should be able to chalk that up and say, she's a Hall of Famer. She's one of the greatest to ever walk the sidelines. And I love the fact that Dr. J, Julius Erving was there. Flavor Flav was there to right after the game to hug and congratulate Dawn Staley. Flavor was everywhere. Flavor threw out the first pitch. I think it was yesterday or Saturday. at the Boston Red Sox home game. But Flavor actually went to the game as a UConn supporter. And he said he had to give it up to his girl, Dawn. But Gino and others like him, they just need to pull up a seat and watch Dawn Staley keep on winning. Because that's what she does. All she does is win, win, win. But that privilege, I guess he felt like the ref should have done something to tip the scales of the game. The refs could have did anything because this was a blowout. UConn had no chance against South Carolina. No chance whatsoever. Oh, gosh. All right, we're going to switch gears I got more sports coming, but not at this moment. This story, I had to double check this story right here. This story really tripped me out because I thought, okay, is this like a AI story? But it turns out it's a true story. It's a wild story that is all over social media. A lawyer is usually the person that you can call to help and keep you out of jail. But in this case, this lawyer ended up getting arrested alongside his own client. Well, he had warrants, it turns out. When they arrived at the courthouse, him and his client, court officials discovered that he had these warrants, and they both were taken into custody. This guy, the lawyer's name is Mark Jordan, and the client is Derek Ruffin. And Derek went off on social media, criticized the lawyer, and warned others, you better not hire this guy. It is one of the most bizarre things to come out of a courtroom. Imagine that. You go to court and your lawyer gets locked up. What's the deal with that? Oh, man. All right, folks. What in the world? It's a lot here. What in the world was the Alpha Kappa Alpha fraternity thinking? What were they thinking? The AKAs decided that somebody in the AKAs decided to hire Trick Daddy for entertainment during their conference. And the question becomes, should he have done what he did? All of the most raunchiest lyrics, and these are 60-some-odd-year-old women. As you see, I want to play this because this guy, this guy is like, I'm gonna run it back for you because this guy is telling you exactly what's going on here.
Do an AKA conference and they shut the concert down. They're about to give my mama a heart attack. What do you say? Everybody leaving. What's going on?
This motherfucker.
What do you say?
You all my ladies on this motherfucker.
What? Everybody in here 60 years old. If you want your coochie ate, put your hands up. It's crazy. Down to the AKA conference. It's wild.
I mean, unbelievable. First of all, it's a lot of blame, and Trick Daddy came out and because AKA said, no, we told him not to do this, not whatever. This is not a part of the agreement, that he was not to do the raunchy stuff. And then a lot of people say, that's all he has is raunchy stuff. I don't know any of his music. But the other thing is Trick Daddy comes out and he went off on the AKAs. Nobody's going to tell me how to perform and this. Yeah, Black Virginia News. So what What do they think was gonna happen? And RG says, AKA is a sorority, and Trick Daddy couldn't perform for me. The dude is out of control. Yeah. Well, there's two things with that. At least from my view. One, you're right. What did they think was going to happen? But who decided it was okay? It had to be a committee, right? When you have these conferences, there's a committee. Maybe it's a small committee, 3 people, 5 people, I don't know, with the AKAs. Decide who to hire as entertainment. I'm pretty sure that one of those people in there really wanted what they got. Because you had to know it. But on Trick Daddy's part, if there was conversation that, hey, this is 60 some odd year old women, this AKA, can you give us the radio version of your hits? It should have been honored. Are you that ignorant that you got everything got to be raunchy lyric? I mean, off the chain, with cursing and sex related overtures. I mean, just blatant stuff. Are you that ignorant that you couldn't replace the words with something more PG-13? This is, again, we talk about these artists, these so-called artists today. There's no depth to them, no range, no improv. When you look out, come on, you go out in a crowd. It's not and you look out and you see grandmas out there, and this is what you decide to do. Black Virginia News says, yes, he is that ignorant. It's unbelievable. And I'm telling you, whoever made the agreement, whoever the committee was that decided to even go there, I would imagine will not be on the committee next year. I mean, this guy with the curse and the stuff that the references to oral sex, all that. Oh my gosh. You're at a conference. And it's all these women, 60, 70 years plus. Who were you trying to impress? Or who were you trying to turn on? I mean, are you, yeah, I guess we asked and answered, as they say in the court, right? Is he that ignorant? Yes. Gosh. I just wonder who decided to go that route. Who decided to go that route? And listen, I knew some AKAs, some time ago, and it may fit the younger. What he performed, likely based on the AKAs that I knew, probably fit. But these are grandmas and perhaps great grandmas that you came out there and you saw they just leaving. Everybody's leaving, and that doesn't. It's like a DJ just plays music for himself. You don't read the room. And when you saw everybody just rushing toward the door the other way, it should have been something that triggered this guy to say, okay, wait a minute. But apparently he just kept going on and on and on. Too much. Too much. Ah, folks do the darndest thing. They say kids say the darndest things. Nah, these so-called adults do the darndest things. No question about it. I'm going to turn my attention back to sports only because what happened in Los Angeles, well, Anaheim. I don't know why they want to insist on calling them the Los Angeles Angels. Anaheim. I mean, take a look at this. home run, right? This is the first one. This is Joe Odell. No, I don't think so. He grabbed, right? Okay, so what's the big day? He saved the home run. That's great, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. However, he did it 3 times in one game. 3 times. Went over the wall. And as you will see, as this video rolls, he literally goes over the wall on one of these game-saving catches. And they are game-saving because the final score on this game, the Angels won the game over the Seattle Mariners by 1-0. So he single-handedly won the game. Joe Odell. Now here's robbery number 2 right here. Josh Naylor. He thought he nailed it, right? Nope. All right. That one's mine. The catcher didn't even move. He had his glove over his face like, oh my God. You got to be kidding me. Fans going wild. Twice? You never see that. Or if you do, it's like far-fetched to see it twice in one game. You see another angle on home run save number 2. It's impressive, right? But none was more impressive than the third one. This is, you get back there in time, you time your jump. It's an excellent play. Maybe not rising to greatness. Excellent play. Like I said, maybe it's not rising to greatness. But 3 times in a game, that's you're great. You're great. And they go back to the first inning, where he, okay, wow, this is a repeat of the first inning. And Joe Adele is like, now let's check out this, folks. No, this is the second one, right? Yeah, this is still the second one. We got to get you the third one, because the third one was the most incredible and perhaps one of the most incredible catches anyone in the history of the game has ever made. Yeah. And Mike Trout saying, hey, now here we are. Check this out, folks. Unbelievable. He got it. That's home run robbery number 3. MLB will be testing him ASAP. To the drug test right away, huh? Oh my gosh. Joe Adele. I just had to bring that up this morning because you don't see that. You don't see it. That is just amazingly awesome. Anyway, folks, TSA got paid, and reportedly the lines are a lot shorter now. It's back to normal, at least for now, because it's more of a temporary thing, isn't it? Yeah, Dr. Nicole, wow. Those were some catch 3 times in one game, and the game ended 1-0, so they needed every single catch. But anyway, as I said, TSA is back. Everybody, there's no call outs, no sick outs or anything like that. And so folks might be traveling again. So with that in mind, you remember when we did not long ago the top places for African Americans to travel outside of the United States? Well, this couple called the Yarbroughs, they say they have 5 better countries for African Americans to travel. Let's take a look.
Literally just working to pay bills.
I need a break from this.
Life in the U.S., it's just not working anymore.
Some leave because of rising costs, racial tensions, or political shifts. Others just want more freedom, more adventure, more peace, or just a better quality of life. Having a plan B isn't about fear, it's about options.
Today, we're looking at something different. Countries where being Black is a part of the culture, where you blend in, and where you can live peacefully without feeling like an outsider.
Today, we're talking about 5 of the best countries for Black Americans to migrate to or visit. And none of them, not a damn one, will be New Zealand, Canada, or Australia.
At the top of our list are destinations rich in Black history, culture, and community. And outside of Africa, no country comes close to Brazil. This place is alive with a rhythm, tradition, and a deep connection to its African roots. Brazil is massive, offering everything from tropical beaches to bustling metropolises. You'll find progressive Black majority cities like Salvador.
Something that is abundantly clear when you get to Salvador, and it's also something that they lay claim to, is having the Blackest city outside of Africa.
Where the culture isn't just present, it runs the city. A single person can live comfortably on $1,050 a month, and a family of 4 around $2,300. Brazil even ranks 44th on the World Happiness Report, proving that life isn't just affordable, it's fulfilling. Brazil has its challenges, though. Portuguese is a must if you want to truly integrate. And issues like classism, colorism, and crime in larger cities are realities to consider. For those looking to stay long-term, Brazil offers digital nomad and retirement visas, and dual citizenship is also an option. If you want to be surrounded by Black culture, deep history, and a true sense of belonging, this country might be the place for you.
The breeze in Brazil is a religious experience. When it comes, you just stop, bow your head, and enjoy it. Thank you, Jesus.
But if you're looking for a country where Black excellence is the foundation of the culture, South Africa is offering something just as powerful on an even larger scale. This is a country where you can see yourself reflected at every level of society, from business to politics to everyday life. South Africa is a family-first country that's diverse in every sense of the word. Cape Town offers stunning landscapes and a laid-back lifestyle. Johannesburg is the Black economic powerhouse of the country, and Durban blends rich culture with a beautiful coastline. Whether you're looking for a chocolate city life or beachfront serenity, South Africa has it. Cost of living is coming in at $1,300 a month for a single person and $2,500 a month for a family of 4. And residency is available through retirement and remote work visas. Dual citizenship is also allowed, which may give some flexibility if you do decide to stay. South Africa comes with some unique challenges, such as high crime in certain areas, vast economic inequality.
This is Guguletu, the second oldest Black township in all of the Cape. And this was the home of many atrocities during the apartheid era.
And the residue of apartheid still lingering in many places. But like any place, it's important for you to do your research and choose where you settle carefully.
If you're willing to take that transatlantic flight, you're going to be greatly rewarded. And a great cheat code for cheap tickets is using the services of ASAP Tickets, who just happen to be the sponsors of today's video.
As you know, we travel a lot, so we know how frustrating it can be to find affordable international flights. Prices change constantly, hidden fees pop up, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
Instead of spending hours searching for a ticket, you can call and speak with a travel expert that will find the best deal for you, saving time, money, and hassle. Their agents speak over 20 languages, so you can feel comfortable speaking in the language you prefer. They have personalized service, 24-hour support, budget-friendly flight prices. This could be a game changer for your next trip.
When we spoke with one of their agents, they found us a round-trip flight to South Africa for less than what we found on our own, showing that sometimes a little help can save a lot of money.
We were able to negotiate a bonus for you. Use the code YARBROS and get $50 off your international flights from the US and Canada. Just check the description for details on how to redeem it.
Thailand is on this list and continues to be one of our favorite countries. This is where you get luxury on a budget, high-rise apartments, $10 massages, world-class healthcare, and Michelin-worthy street food, all for a fraction of what you'd pay in the US and full of Black expats.
Close-knit expat groups can be found throughout the country, especially in the tourist zones, flourishing and actively creating community.
The cost of living is $1,500 in Bangkok and $1,100 in Chiang Mai. You can apply for a retirement visa with an income of $2,500 a month or $25,000 in savings. And for something more flexible, The Destination Thailand Visa, or DTV, is valid for 5 years and requires showing $15,000 in the bank. The downside of Thailand is its bureaucracy. US tourists only get a 60-day stay, so visa runs and extensions are necessary if you're not on a long-term visa.
The length of travel to get to this country might also be a con for many people who desire proximity to family and friends.
But still, for remote workers, retirees, or anyone who wants to live big for less, Thailand delivers.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying today's content, please share this video. Or better yet, if you can, buy us a coffee. It literally fuels our tank. Link is in the description.
No stress, no rush. Just clean air, strong health care, and some of the most beautiful landscapes on Earth. Our next country is a black and brown paradise. Costa Rica is pura vida, a lifestyle built on peace, nature, and simplicity. But there's a particular section that is almost exclusively black. The Caribbean side of Costa Rica is a little-known paradise. It's supported by a legitimate, loving black community that has deep Afro-Caribbean roots, which means an authentic Caribbean cuisine. You'll hear patois spoken in the streets. You'll see dominoes being played on the beach, catch the scent of ganja smoke in the air, and you'll witness groups of people living naturally off of the land. In the Caribbean, life moves at a perfect pace, with stunning beaches, lavish rainforests, and affordable costs of living. The Caribbean coast offers a quality of life that is hard to match. Whether you want to visit for a week or relocate long-term, you'll find a welcoming environment where Black expats and travelers are embraced. The Digital Nomad Visa lets you stay for 1 year if you meet a $3,000 per month income requirement. The Rentista Visa requires showing $2,500 in income and is a pathway to permanent residency. And for the retirees, the Pensionado Visa requires a bare minimum of $1,000 a month annuity. Cost of living is coming in at $1,500 for a single person and around $3,500 a month for a family. If you're looking to buy property, foreigners face zero restrictions and property taxes are low. Residency is possible. Just know that you should expect bureaucratic delays. Setting up a bank account and handling official paperwork can take months. If you want a slower pace, natural beauty, and want to be welcomed and woven into a strong, Black, established community, the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica is where it's at. There's another country that the diaspora is thriving in, where adventure, healing, and security are prevalent for Black people, sharing a jungle with Colombia and a rainforest with Costa Rica, is the richest country in Central America. Situated between the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean is the country of Panama.
If you're looking for a hassle-free, long-term residency option, Panama makes it fast, simple, and stress-free. You get a modern city in Panama City, a slower pace in Boquete, and some of the best beaches in Central America, all while staying just a short flight from the US. US tourists can stay 480 days visa-free. But if you want to make Panama home, the options are easy. The Friendly Nations visa only requires a $5,000 bank deposit and proof of economic ties. If you're retiring, the Pensionado visa is even better, needing just $1,000 a month in income. And for digital nomads, Panama offers a 9-month remote work visa, renewable for another 9 months, with a $3,000 a month income requirement. The cost of living is about $1,800 for a single person and $3,700 for a family of 4. But real estate prices are climbing and climbing fast. Still, for quick residency, a strong economy, and a strategic location close to the US, Panama is hard to beat.
That rounds out our list of some of the Blackest, most accepting places a person of color could travel or possibly move to. If your favorite country is not on this list, hit us up in the comments and let us know why it's your favorite Black travel destination. From the Yard Bros to you, peace and love.
All right, so there you have some Black travel. Maybe folks are a little bit more inclined to travel with the TSA being paid and working. I'm just not up to traveling right now on the air. Give me Amtrak, Excella, and I'm good. Just got to take a longer trip. That's all. So instead of a 3-day, getaway, it's gonna have to be more. It's gonna have to be more. Instead of a week trip, it's gonna have to be 2. That's how I feel about it. Just don't want to get up there right now. I haven't been wanting to get up there in a long time. In that air. I don't feel it in the air tonight. Not I. But folks want to travel. I got family that loves to travel. Nothing's stopping them. They all the way up. Nothing's gonna stop them. But hey, I keep my feet on the ground right now. On the ground. That's it. Again, tomorrow we have a special show, the 40th anniversary. And it's also, when I think about the 40th anniversary of the Parade album and tour, Prince and the Revolution, it's also 10 years since the death of Prince. Wow, time flies. So we're going to talk about all of that and more on Let It Be Known tomorrow. So stay tuned, folks. And again, thanks so much for tuning.
Let's go! Let's go, Flav. Hey! Well, we're